Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm happy to have you. So my pre-edition subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video in particular, we're going to be talking about and discussing the big protest that's going to be occurring tomorrow, October the 18th, and it's going to be the No Kings March. We're going to take a look at that, see what the energy is, see what the overall movement is, what's going to happen, etc., etc. This video is being recorded on Friday, October the 17th at 1:28 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as I'm recording. This video, to keep in mind, this video is just for entertainment, for educational purposes only as well. And if you want to help out the channel grow, you can do so by liking, commenting, subscribing, hitting the bell icon, engaging with the content. Sharing this video with others really helps boost the algorithm here on this YouTube channel. And if you want to help out and stay in the loop and be notified when you post and upload, don't worry, go into the description or my comment section below, find my Blue Sky account and my Facebook group, and I will personally notify you when I do post and upload as well. And if you guys do follow my cooking channel, I do want to let you know a new video has been uploaded, so go ahead and check that out if you haven't done so. And let's go on, let's move on. We have a lot to get through in today's video, so I don't want to kind of keep you waiting, so let's move. Okay, so we're going to talk about the No King protest. It was a success, I think, if I'm correct. They did this protest back in May and June. Let's take a look and see the No King protest happening tomorrow. Spiritual Angels, tell me about the No King protest that is going to be occurring tomorrow, August the 18th of 2025. A protest against the Trump administration. The No King protest. The No King protest. Tell me all about it. What's going to happen during the No King protest? Okay, so we have here painting a picture. I'm hearing the word painting a picture, but also painting a narrative. The question is, who's the one painting and who's the one creating that narrative? Okay. No King protest. Ooh, the Pope. Okay, we have the Pope. Right? This is not talking about Pope Leo. This has nothing to do with Pope Leo. It has everything to do with the cult, the fanatic, the faith. This is challenging the narrative. It's challenging what the No King protesters hope to achieve. Is the picture, right? To break that picture that they have of Trump, to break the picture of the Trump administration by calling him a no king, that he has no power, that the people have the power. Right? This is the challenge to the Three of Wands. Followed by the Seven of Cups reverse. And the Seven of Cups reverse is blaming. Instead, they're not saying that there is one king, there's multiple kings, there's multiple to the story, and that's why the Seven of Cups is reversed. They're saying that you can blame and point where all you want, but everybody who is involved is to blame. We have here as well the Two of Wands here. the Two of Swords. This is the boogeyman protecting yourself. You see here the guy holding a gun, and there's this unknown figure in the shadow. He sees him. The boy sees him. Or it could be a teenager, it could be a young adult, but he sees him nonetheless. And what does this mean? It means the boogeyman in the Capitol. These are the American people defending themselves using the Second Amendment, which means the protection to bear arms. This tells me something else is going on in terms of this energy. People feel like this is tyranny, but it's not like where we had in the past where there were protests for the Republican side to say, don't trend on me, because we all know those people aren't real and that those people are just paid actors. But we can definitely tell you that the majority of Americans really, really believe in their Second Amendment, their freedom to protect themselves from a tyrannical government, which we can also tell as well that it was recently on the news that Donald Trump now put forth plans and initiative to actually take guns away from American people. Ironic, right? We have the Knives of Cups. This is the White House. This is the ballroom, right? We don't actually have a ballroom yet, but it's currently under construction. This is the Knives of Cups, the party. This is how the elite parties. This is how the elite see themselves. They see themselves as people who are above others. That the money that the American people have to work for, just to be able to just get by. They can easily take it and be able to party and do whatever they want. That was their money, not the American people. The American people can work as slaves to support this type of lifestyle for them. This is how the rich, the wealthy, the aristocrats in the United States see themselves. What else do we need to know about the No King protests? And ironically enough, Marion Antoinette, the woman who died during the French Revolution, who was beheaded by the guillotine, I think yesterday was actually the anniversary of her death 232 years ago. Under here, which is the Three of Wands and the Pope, which is the challenge to the narrative, right? Trying to put forth an image, an idea. There's a challenge to that narrative. Someone trying to change the narrative, possibly trying to paint the protesters as something demonic, something evil, something of quote-unquote terrorism against the U.S. government. Under here, we have the Leo card. And the Leo card simply symbolizes the Black Panther in an unknown territory, a territory in which it does not belong, but yet it persists. Why is this? Because the Black Panther realizes that its environment is no longer suitable because humans have done away with its habitat, and therefore, in order for it to survive, a survival tactic is to find a new environment that is somewhat suitable to its lifestyle, and this is called Leo. Finding suitability in a time of upheaval. So what does this mean? When we apply this to the narrative of the No King movement, it's understanding that the old way of doing things in the U.S. government no longer works. It's no longer functional. It's no longer to uphold. So even if Donald Trump disappears and goes away, those forms of government can no longer function because the loophole has been exposed for what it truly was. And so, in a way, the narrative is that Leo is in this uncharted territory. It's that instinct to survive, the instinct to want to go beyond what you're being told, to go beyond where you are. So the Leo is saying the American people want to keep pushing, but they're going to have to change. In order to evolve to the next phase of life, the next phase of evolution, the nation, the collective energy needs to evolve. Because the jungle, the habitat in which this Black Panther lives in no longer exists. It's been torn apart to build up suburbs and cities and stuff like that. The Leo card with the Black Panther simply symbolizing that if you can walk away and be able to find your new home, you'll be able to survive. So what is it saying? It's saying that America needs to find this new idea, this new bright movement, this new ideology. Right now, the United States is kind of toying with the idea of fascism. That's an idea. That is an ideology. Regardless if it's beneficial or not for the collective does not matter. What matters is that the American path, the American collective energy needs something new. The old way, the status quo is gone. It's done. It cannot be brought back. So if you're hoping for Biden or Harris, anybody like that to come back, they're done. They are part of the old system. They are part of the old paradigm. What America needs more than anything with this new No King protest is a new path forward, a new story. What else do we need to know? We have here the Fool card. It's understanding that democracy no longer works or no longer functions as intended. You cannot trust the results. Again, this video is just for entertainment, educational purposes only as well, but you cannot trust the results. You cannot trust people to do what they want to do, that they have their best interest at your heart. And I'm not also saying the politician, I'm also talking about the American people. Not everybody in America has everybody's best interest at heart. And so the Fool card is simply saying that the elections going forward cannot be trusted. You cannot trust your electorate. You cannot trust your friends or your family to vote for the highest good, to vote for what is best for everybody. Because everybody's in it for themselves. And this is what the Fool card is saying. The Fool card is simply saying that everything's going to go up in flames and they're going to just walk away. They don't care about how their vote affects others. As long as they care about what benefits them in the moment, which is the phone, and they don't care what goes up in flames. They don't care what kind of disaster or problem that they cause. And that is something that's going to be a paradigm shift that's going to be changing. Here underneath the Seven of Cups reversed and the Two of Swords, is you got to understand that there are two sides to the coin. It does feel to me that the no king protest is not beneficial for the Democrats either. Because the Democrats are just as complicit as the Republicans. But it is saying here that there are certain leaders in certain parties in certain forms of government, and whether they're wealthy, whether they're not, who are actually fighting and who actually have the best hearts for the American people. The question is, do you know who those people are? Are you able to recognize these people? This is the Queen of Coins. Most politicians are brought out. They're just saying whatever they want to say. They're like ChatGPT, right? You put in a prompt, and it responds back what you just said. It's like paraphrases. The politicians in the United States paraphrase what it is that they're being paid to say. But there are also politicians in the United States who have the best interests at the heart. Those are the people you want to elect. Those are the people, regardless of party affiliation, regardless of ideology, as long as they are working for your best interest and for the collective interest, it doesn't matter where and who they are from. What else do we need to know about the No King protest? They're just telling us the story. We have Libra. So as you all know, we're in Libra right now. We're going into Scorpio very soon. I think probably actually in a couple of days, I think 4 or 5 days from now. We have 38, which means Libra. And here you notice the person is here, the people are being uprooted by technology. Technology is replacing every aspect of our lives. It holds more power. But you want to know who holds even more power? The people. And are you willing to fight to level out the scale of justice? So are you willing to give it up? And that is what Libra is coming under here. That's why we have the Two of Swords here, followed by the Knight of the Cup. The bureaucrats, the aristocrats in the United States truly believe that they are higher than, that they believe that they are godlike, that they deserve everything that the American people are working hard for, that they can slash and use those monies to fund their expensive lifestyle. This is what this card is saying. But this card is also saying here the American people believe in the Second Amendment to protect themselves from those who pose a threat. What does this mean? This simply means eventually we're going to get to a point, if this does not resolve naturally and peacefully, we're going to get to a point as a nation where people will start to use the Second Amendment to protect themselves, because the aristocrats do not care. They're not willing to defend you. And even politicians within your own party, within your own ideology, are also being paid to say certain things, which means that you can no longer trust the people you once trusted. And therefore, the American people will be so surrounded, so confined, that they will not hesitate to use the last resort. And the last resort will be to defend oneself from a threat. And that is using the Second Amendment. And that's why the Libra card is coming here. Eventually, we're going to get to a point where it doesn't matter what side you want. I don't see, if there was a civil war to break out in the United States, it's not going to be between Democrat and Republican. It's going to be between the American people versus the government. That's the difference between the first one and the second one. Because both have been infiltrated, both have been hijacked. And here you have as well, you have the Ace of Wands. The aristocrats lose power. This is the Ace of Wands reverse. The aristocrats lose their power. And here you have the oppressor become the oppressed. And here's the Strength card in reverse. They can no longer withstand the power of the people. Because, ironically enough, Liberty, the Statue of Liberty, is chained to her platform. Despite holding that torch, the light forward, by operating under this pretense of the Hermit card, and holding this book of representing the article of Declaration of Independence against the United Kingdom, right? They had this. They had this book. But Statue of Liberty was always chained. Yes, they spoke about freedom, but that was the illusion. You see here, this picture, this woman is no longer chained. She's no longer carrying that torch. She's no longer carrying that book. Because that is part of the old paradigm. So no new king protest is indicating to the collective that we don't need the old way of doing things. We don't need the old stories. Those are old. Those are things that we were told. Those are things that we were fed. They can't come with us because they will poison the collective. They will poison our movement. I think what is happening now, we gotten to a point now where the No New King protest is starting to come about, where it's starting to bring forth a new idea, a new story in the United States history chapter. But it's also simultaneously at the same exact time providing a new path forward for America. Americans have to choose their path. The question is, what path will they choose? Will they choose the path of least resistance, or will they choose the path of the most resistant? But also the path of most resistance also provides the most reward, the most benefit. That is what the No King protest is. It's a realignment. So what's happening tomorrow is a realignment of our current structure of government. It's telling the American people the system failed and it cannot be rebuilt. The system failed and we cannot go back. Yes, we can build back better, like Biden said back in 2020, but you cannot rebuild the same structure and expect the same thing to work. It's like they're saying, it's the aspect of insanity, is rebuilding expecting a different outcome, knowing full well the outcome will always be the same. And here's the tower. I don't see anything constructive, anything destructive happening tomorrow. I just feel like it's a new movement, it's a new path, it's a new form of hope. It provides hope and a new way of thinking. That maybe we don't have to suffer through this. Maybe we don't have to go through this. We can choose another path. And that is what the No King protest is telling us. Is that it's giving the opportunity for the American people to say, you can just stand up and say no. What are they going to do? If 67 million people stood up right now and said no, what are they going to do? Lock up 67 million people? No, they can't. And that's the thing, is that when you stand together, the infrastructure, the system, the current structure of the government cannot withstand 67 million people standing up. It can withstand maybe 2, 3 million, but that's all it can withstand. And here you have in reverse, you have the three of coins reversed. And the three of coins reversed is also talking about the military. The military, those in top service right now, those who are serving, those who are veteran, be careful. Be careful, or I will say, be careful. If you're going to the No King protest, my recommendation is be very careful. If you know somebody who is part of the military or somebody who's a veteran who's there, watch your surroundings. I am seeing in my third eye here that wherever there is a military personnel, there's a sniper nearby. So just be careful of where you are and where you're positioned during this protest. We do have here as well, we have the knives of coins reversed. This is a high risk, but it's reversed. It's a low risk, high reward. That is what they're hoping for. And here you have as well, this is the protest. This is the 6th of Wands here. There's going to be some clashes, but remember, these people have no weapons. They're using their voice, their bodies, to move protest, to progress forward, to give this idea of what they want. And here is the death. The death card means an ending of a cycle, an ending of a government. And underneath that, we have the media. So the media has no choice but to talk about what's happening, because it's going to be so widespread. It's going to be like the Black Lives Matter movement, where people rose up all across the country in every state, every 50 state. People rose up from all different backgrounds to fight for the right for Black lives to matter. And so, what is this telling us here? This is telling us that if all 50 states do it, he cannot send the National Guard to all these states. He cannot send the military, the Marines. But it could help him insinuate the Insurrection Act. And he can use that as a way to destroy the American Republic. But it doesn't matter, because it's going to happen anyway. The American people already understand that the old way of doing things, the old structure, the old paradigm is done. It's over. It's not coming back. And you should never want it to come back, because you will just get another Trump. And I'm talking about not Donald Trump. I'm talking about Donald Trump Jr. I'm talking about Barron Trump. On the top of the deck here, you have prudence, the national security. The national security is playing a game. It's a game of fricks. I'm hearing the word fricks. For some reason, hold on. It's FRISKS. frisk. It's a game of frisk. I don't know what that is. It's prudent. And it's just telling me here the National Security Agency run by Tulsi Gabbard and Kash Patel is also going to be very much involved in spinning the narrative, which is why it comes very close in contact with the No King movement, the idea, the concept, what they want. And here you have it, Gemini in reverse, the president. These are people coming together. It's coming towards an end. And here you have it, the faith. Trump and his regime rely heavily on the military and those who are obsolete to their cult. As long as that maintains itself, as long as that is able to hold up, Donald Trump will have unlimited power. But here's the high priestess. And the high priestess comes in as the Constitution, the Three of Crows. And here you have as well the No King protests. It coincided with the image, the Three of Crows, which indicated for me the United States Constitution. As you all know, if you've been with me for a while, you will know that card represented the United States Constitution. And here you have it, the devil reversed. The devil cannot withstand the abuse of the American people. This is not the medieval age. You cannot bring that towards us. So, this is what I'm getting for the No King protest. But let's take a look and let's see whether or not Donald Trump is going to enact the Insurrection Act or suspend it. And if you guys want to watch my other Insurrection Acts and other martial law videos and National Guard videos and stuff like that, go ahead and watch it in the description below. And I also have, I believe I did a video on the No King protest back in June or May. And I'll put that in the link and in the description below as well if you want to go ahead and watch it. So Spirit Angels, tell me about whether or not Donald Trump will invoke the Insurrection Act. Will he invoke it? Well, actually, that's the wrong question to ask. Will Donald Trump invoke the Insurrection Act tomorrow, October 18th or October the 19th, due to the No King rally or protest? I'm just stored a 9 of Cups somewhere. It flipped, but I don't see. Oh, it flipped back. Okay. Will Donald Trump invoke the Insurrection Act? I'm hearing the options already been decided. Here we have the King of Wands. This is the conservative. This is the Republican president. This is the vice president as well. This indicates to me J.D. Vance and Donald Trump are making a decision. A very conservative one. Authoritarianism, right? The bottom behind that is the 9 of Cups. I just mentioned the 9 of Cups. I just saw it before. This is all about image. This is all about optics. If it helps their image, they will invoke it. If it doesn't help their image, they won't invoke it. The top of the deck here is we have the Queen of Swords, law and justice. The Queen of Swords. The suspending or invoking the Insurrection Act also prevents the justice system from doing their duty. But it's on top of the deck here, which is a pretty good sign for the American people because behind it is the Queen of Pentacles. It's money, it's optics. So again, I don't think the Insurrection Act will be invoked tomorrow because it does feel like there's more to the story, that there is more legality aspect to it. I think that when people hear the word insurrection or invoking the Insurrection Act, they have a negative cognizance. They have a negative reaction to something like that. It can wake people up, and they don't want to wake people up. If you declare martial law, people will wake up and be like, hold on. So he's the one who declared martial law. The American people wake up. And that's why they're very careful with how they choose different things. They can't just declare martial law, but by insinuating the National Guard into cities and into towns and into villages without saying it's martial law, people will just overlook it. But the martial law word, well, that is the alarm word. It's an alarmist word. It's the thing that wakes people up. And they're very keen on trying to keep the American people asleep. And here we have the Ace of Swords reverse. The Ace of Swords reverse means making sure you are remaining in power, that you are in control. Right? This falls above the Gemini card, which Donald Trump is a Gemini. And we have here the national security. It's maintaining order. We have the King of Wands reverse. It's making sure that you're not the one leaving. So I don't feel that Donald Trump will leave his position At least he won't go willingly. And that is partly why, if Donald Trump does somehow declare the Insurrection Act tomorrow, is to maintain power, which means that the protest would actually threaten his ability to maintain control. If Donald Trump does not declare that he's invoking the Insurrection Act, then that means that Donald Trump's power from within has not been threatened. And here you have is the Seven of Pentacles reversed. And the Seven of Pentacles reversed is telling us options. I already said to you guys before I heard the word, it's already been decided, which means the option has already been there. The question is when will he invoke it? When will he use it? And here you have the Moon card in reverse. This means to reveal. And to reveal could possibly indicate trouble ahead. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The 9 of Wands can indicate that there could be trouble on the horizon. And with the final outcome here, out of all the likely possibilities that could happen tomorrow and Sunday with the No King protest, will Donald Trump be very likely to invoke the Insurrection Act? Give me one card. The Queen of Pentacles. It's all about opportunities. It's all about optics. Will it benefit him? That's the question. If someone pays him, just maybe he will consider it. But as of now, the energy does not look like it. But it does feel like there is a temporary threat here. If he feels like he can be removed from this protest, he's going to call it a mob, but from this protest, then he will invoke it. So if I had to put the money on it, because this is a little bit more likely of a scenario, I'm going to say it seems pretty high. So I'm going to put around 37% chance of him invoking the Insurrection Act as of tomorrow or Sunday. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. I'll see you all in the next video. Until then, peace out. I love you.